Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings. This is the reading for day 15. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year, this is for January 15. The Old Testament reading is from Genesis 31, verses 1 through 55. Genesis 31. Now he heard the words of the sons of Laban, saying, Jacob has taken all our father has, and from that which was our father's he has gained all this wealth. Then Jacob saw the face of Laban, and behold, it was not like it had been in the past. And Yahweh said to Jacob, Return to the land of your ancestors and to your family, and I will be with you. So Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field, to his flocks, and he said to them, Look, I see the face of your father, that it is not like it has been toward me in the past. But the God of my father is with me. Now you yourselves know that I have served your father with all my strength. And your father has cheated me and changed my wages 10 times, but God has not allowed him to harm me. If, thus he said, speckled shall be your wage, then all the flock bore speckled. And if he said, streaked shall be your wage, then all the flock bore streaked. God has taken away your father's livestock and given them to me. Now it happened that at the time of the mating of the flock I lifted up my eyes and saw in a dream, and behold, the rams mounting the flock were streaked, speckled, and dappled. Then the angel of God said to me in the dream, Jacob, and I said, Here I am. And he said, Lift up your eyes and see. All the rams mounting the flock are streaked, speckled, and dappled, for I have seen all that Laban is doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed a stone pillar, where you made a vow to me. Now get up, go out from this land, and return to the land of your birth. Then Rachel and Leah answered and said to him, Is there yet a portion for us, and an inheritance in the house of our father? Are we not regarded as foreigners by him, because he has sold us and completely consumed our money? For all the wealth that God has taken away from our father, it belongs to us and to our sons. So now, all that God has said to you, do. Then Jacob got up and put his children and his wives on the camels. And he drove all his livestock and his possessions that he had acquired, the livestock of his possession that he had acquired in Paddan Aram, in order to go to Isaac his father, to the land of Canaan. Now Laban had gone to shear his sheep, and Rachel stole the idols that belonged to her father. And Jacob tricked Laban the Aramean by not telling him that he intended to flee. Then he fled with all that he had, and arose and crossed the Euphrates, and set his face toward the hill country of Gilead. And on the 3rd day it was told to Laban that Jacob had fled. Then he took his kinsman with him and pursued after him, a 7-day journey. And he caught up with him in the hill country of Gilead. And God came to Laban the Aramean in a dream at night, and said to him, Take care that you not speak with Jacob, whether good or evil. And Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the hill country, and Laban and his kinsmen pitched their tents in the hill country of Gilead. Then Laban said to Jacob, What have you done that you tricked me, and have carried off my daughters like captives of the sword? Why did you hide your intention to flee, and trick me, and did not tell me, so that I would have sent you away with joy and song and tambourine and lyre? And why did you not give me opportunity to kiss my grandsons and my daughters goodbye? Now you have behaved foolishly by doing this. It is in my power to do harm to you. But the God of your father spoke to me last night, saying, Take care from speaking with Jacob, whether good or evil. Now you have surely gone because you desperately longed for the house of your father. But why did you steal my gods? Then Jacob answered and said to Laban, Because I was afraid, for I thought, lest you take your daughters from me by force. But with whomever you find your gods, he shall not live. In the presence of your kinsmen, now identify what is with me that is yours, and take it." Now Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. Then Laban went into Jacob's tent, and Leah's tent, and the tent of the 2 female servants, and did not find his gods. And he came out of Leah's tent and went into Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the idols and put them in the saddlebag of the camel and sat on them. And Laban searched the whole tent thoroughly, but did not find them. And she said to her father, "Let there not be anger in the eyes of my lord, for I am not able to rise before you, for the way of woman is with me." And he searched carefully and did not find the idols. Then Jacob became angry and quarreled with Laban. Jacob answered and said to Laban, "What is my offense? What is my sin that you pursued after me? For you have searched all my possessions, and what did you find of all the possessions of your household? Set it before my kinsmen and your kinsmen, that they may decide between the 2 of us. These 20 years I was with you, and your ewes and your female goats did not miscarry, and the rams of your flocks I did not eat. I brought no mangled carcass to you, I bore its loss. From my hand you sought it, whether stolen by day or stolen by night. There I was, during the day the heat consumed me, and the cold by night, and my sleep fled from my eyes. These 20 years I have been in your house. I served you 14 years for your 2 daughters, and 6 for your flock, and you have changed my wages 10 times. If the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had not been with me, indeed now you would have sent me away empty-handed. God saw my misery and the labor of my hands and rebuked you last night." Then Laban answered and said to Jacob, "The daughters are my daughters, and the grandsons are my grandsons, and the flocks are my flocks, and all that you see, it is mine. Now, what can I do for these my daughters today, or for their children whom they have borne? So now come, let us make a covenant, you and I, and let it be a witness between me and you." And Jacob took a stone and set it up as a stone pillar. And Jacob said to his kinsmen, "Gather stones." And they took stones and made a pile of stones, and they ate there by the pile of stones. And Laban called it Jegar-Sahadutha, but Jacob called it Galeed. Then Laban said, "This pile of stones is a witness between me and you today." Therefore its name is called Galeed and Mizpah, because he said, "Yahweh watch between me and you when we are out of sight of each other. If you mistreat my daughters, and if you take wives besides my daughters, when there is no man with us, see, God is a witness between me and you." And Laban said to Jacob, "See this pile of stones, and see the pillar I have set up between me and you. This pile of stones is a witness, and the pillar is a witness, that I will not pass beyond this pile of stones to you, and that you will not pass beyond this pile of stones and this pillar to me, intending harm. May the God of Abraham and the God of Nahor, the God of their father, judge between us." Then Jacob swore by the fear of his father Isaac, and Jacob sacrificed a sacrifice on the hill, and he called his kinsmen to eat the meal. And they ate the meal and spent the night on the hill. And Laban arose early in the morning, and kissed his grandsons and his daughters, and blessed them. Then Laban departed and returned to his homeland. The New Testament reading is from Matthew chapter 12, verses 1 through 21. Matthew 12. At that time Jesus went through the grain fields on the Sabbath, and his disciples were hungry, and they began to pluck off heads of grain and eat them. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said to him, "Behold, your disciples are doing what is not permitted to do on the Sabbath." So he said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he was hungry, and those with him? How he entered into the house of God and ate the bread of the presentation, which it was not permitted for him or for those with him to eat, but only for the priests. Or have you not read in the law that on the Sabbath the priest in the temple violate the sanctity of the Sabbath and are guiltless? But I tell you that something greater than the temple is here. And if you had known what it means, I want mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless, for the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. And going on from there, he came into their synagogue. And behold, there was a man who had a withered hand. And they asked him, saying, Is it permitted to heal on the Sabbath? In order that they could accuse him. But he said to them, What man will there be among you who will have one sheep, and if this one fell into a pit on the Sabbath, will not take hold of it and lift it out? Then to what degree is a man worth more than a sheep? So then it is permitted to do good on the Sabbath. Then he said to the man, Stretch out your hand. And he stretched it out, and it was restored as healthy as the other one. But the Pharisees went out and plotted against him in order that they could destroy him. Now Jesus, when he learned of it, withdrew from there, and many followed him, and he healed them all. And he warned them that they should not reveal his identity, in order that what was spoken through the prophet Isaiah would be fulfilled, who said, Behold, my servant whom I have chosen, my beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit on him, and he will proclaim justice to the Gentiles. He will not quarrel or cry out, nor will anyone hear his voice in the streets. A crushed reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not extinguish until he brings justice to victory. And in his name the Gentiles will hope. The wisdom literature reading is from Psalm 9, verses 13 through 20. Be gracious to me, O Yahweh. See my suffering from those who hate me, you who lift me up from the gates of death, so that I may tell of all your praises. In the gates of the daughter of Zion, let me rejoice in your salvation. The nations have fallen in the pit that they made. Their foot is caught in the net that they hid. Yahweh has made himself known. He has executed judgment. The wicked is snared by the work of his hands. The wicked shall turn back to Sheol, all the nations forgetting God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The hope of the poor shall never perish. Rise up, O Yahweh. Let not humans prevail. Let the nations be judged before you. O Yahweh, put them in fear. Let the nations know that they are merely human. This concludes the reading for Day 15. Thank you for listening. These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.